You're officially part of the family now. See you later, everywhere.
Okay, well, here we are on Perth Airport, and it's the day after the show, which was last night. It's a great first show. Thank you very much, Perth, in Australia at least. And on to Melbourne today. But the guys at Perth Airport have been very kind and actually let us have a quick film around the aircraft, which is a little bit irregular, but they've let us come here anyway. So we can actually show you a bit more of the outside of the aircraft, of the which you've actually seen quite a few pictures of. Obviously, you've been taking pictures all over the place. And it's a 757-200, which has basically been specially commissioned. It's taken over 10 months to get this cleared by the various aviation authorities. And we're going to take you around the plane now and kind of show you how it all works and how we're actually able to do these this tour by actually carrying the gear and the crew and everybody with us. But basically, it's just a huge splitter bus. That's what it is. I mean, those of you in bands things will know exactly what a splitter bus is. It's basically a bus with a bit off the back which you put all your gear in, and the front it's seats for the rest of the people. And this is no different. Basically 70 odd crew carried on board, including documentary crews as well. And at the back, basically the last third of the seats, which is the regular seating, has actually all been sort of cut off, if you like, and specially adjusted to actually carry I think it's 5 or 6 pallets of gear, which has to be specially fire guarded with special fire surroundings and everything else. So we're going to take you around the other side of the aircraft now, so we can actually have a look and see where they all load all that stuff in, and I can explain a bit more. Okay, well, here we are on the starboard side of the aircraft, so the opposite side obviously to the port where I was just a minute ago. And you can see here the guys are just loading into the bottom cargo hold at the moment. Basically after the show everything gets broken down. We carry all the backline, all the guitars, all the drums, all the PA and lights are supplied locally in the staging. And so we carry everything that the band need to basically make the show happen. As you can see, a little bit clearer now, at the back there you can see all the windows are kind of boarded off. That's the area where the fireproof pallets are all stored, and it's all literally loaded through that little door at the back just under the fin. Obviously you have 2 areas here where they actually where your normal baggage would go, and so everything we carry basically is restricted by what can go through that little hole. And there's also one at the front as well, which is actually closed up at the moment. And basically what they have to do is they have to load guitars and things and a lot of backline in the back, but at the same time they have to load it in the front, because if they don't, when they take off all the luggage that we carry and bits and pieces, the plane would literally tip up like this. And so we have Captain John Mahon right here on the on this riser, and he's obviously doing his air flight checks as he does on everything else. This plane is basically exactly the same as a commercial aircraft. Every flight we have to go through the safety checks and everything else, just like a regular flight would do. So that's basically how the aircraft works. I mean, this is about 115 metric tons. You've got 2 Rolls-Royce engines with, I think they supply about 30 or 40,000 pounds of thrust each, I can't remember which. And we carry a lot of gear, 32 tons of petrol to get us from A to B. So today we're going off to Melbourne. Melbourne's about 3 hours away, and the tour carries on from here. Well, as I was explaining, we have a man on the plane to help us do all of this kind of stuff, and really I think it's probably the hardest job on the tour, to be perfectly honest. But we have Jeremy here from Rocket Cargo, and so Jeremy, can you just give us a breakdown of directly after the show, the whole stage gets broken down, and then you basically are charged to load up the plane. So where do we go?
Well, basically once the backline and the set are all broken, everything comes off the stage, put it on the truck, and then bring it straight to the airport, and depending if we got customs or not, offload into a warehouse and transfer the gear airside, where I then split it into front hold, rear hold, and we've got a special cargo compartment up top and main deck. So having split the 3 things off, we then load the forward belly first to keep the weight in the nose, then do the rear belly second before taking the other stuff up to load the main deck. And that's on little pallets where we then have to strap everything down with retainment nets, basically. And it takes, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours, and about 2 to 3 hours to unload.
So is that 4 to 6 hours from gig to basically belly of plane?
Yeah. Today it was 4 hours. If we had to go into a warehouse, because we were able to unload the truck here airside, but if we had to go into a warehouse, that normally adds another couple. So yeah, we're looking at a 6-hour load.
And obviously, when we do international flights, you've got to go through the entire. Basically, the bands have to, or the equipment has to have a car name for each country.
Yeah.
So what happens with that? I mean, that obviously must take a bit longer if they want to go through all the gear.
Absolutely, but everything's been properly manifested, and we know exactly what's in which piece. So it could, in certain countries, certainly in South America, there might be an issue if they do want to go through everything. But at the same time, if they do, it just add more time. Everything's good. So I know this stuff. I know your stuff like the back of my hand now.
Well, as you just seen, we've done a very unusual photo shoot. I mean, once again, the Perth Aviation Authority has been very understanding and let us shoot the guys in front of the plane. So we're just actually wheeling the stairs back now, and then we'll walk the crew out and off we go to Melbourne.